There's something in Sea of Thieves that we're all searching for, and it's Pirate Legend. Even if you're not searching to be one of the legends of the sea, you will eventually come across it, as you only need level 50 in 3 of the different factions on the Sea of Thieves, so here is my little journey on how I got that said coveted title. Now for me, I'm gonna work on level 50 in the 3 easiest factions, and luckily for me, Gold Hill Hoarders is already complete. Which means it's time for the Order of Souls. So I raised my emissary, and headed off to the closest sea fort. I'm doing sea forts instead of quests, because the quests are some outdated piece of content. Not to mention how they take less time and give you better loot. So I went from sea fort to sea fort, increasing that lovely Order of Souls reputation, placing my gems in the spot they deserve. My crewmate decided to leave my presence, so I had to take the steering of the ship into my own hands as we docked up for our first sailing of the day. Then the Royal Crown Fortress had to have a lovely broken storage room, as you can see. So that was fun to get around with. However, this does mean I was able to claim myself a spare storage room key. After that small change, I went back to just opening vaults. Which is when I saw a skeleton galleon on the horizon. But no matter how hard I looked, I just could not find this galleon anywhere. I had all the music playing, but it just wasn't there. After enough time, I decided I'd just go and have a loot of this small shipwreck I found off the edge of where I was looking. Below I found a lovely hateful bounty skull, which increased my reputation. I also found this brilliant sapphire mermaid gem. However, the trip was cut short as this shark sent me straight to the ferryman. However, this did give me a lovely blue flame. After more searching, the skeleton galleon was still nowhere to be seen, so I decided my trip was over. However, I quickly spotted another shipwreck just off to my starboard, so I turned right around and got ready to dive straight into the depths, into another shipwreck. In this wreck I swiftly came across a lovely villainous, as well as this emerald mermaid gem, which I took straight over to this treasure chest I spotted out the corner of my eye, which also contained some gold and another skull for me. After some effort to try and get into the cage over here, I was able to pick up this ashen bounty skull, which I put into my chest and swam on out. Then I opened another quick sea fort. Before wandering around this island for a bit where I found a nice gunpowder keg, almost shot this snake, but decided against it because I'm a good guy and definitely didn't just want to save my bullets. And decided to bury. Don't know why, but I did so. When I did so, these ocean crawlers decided to come out and start attacking me, so I quickly dealt with them. Which rewarded me with this lovely little siren mermaid gem. I then decided to dig up the keg just to realise that I had set it off. On my way back to the ship, I suddenly noticed another keg which I could acquire. Which very soon was already in the ground. And instantly dug up again just to watch it explode. Then I found out stalls give you emissary value? What? Then another cheeky sea fort. But on the horizon I noticed a Fort of Fortune. I've completed Fort of Fortunes before, but that was with a full team before. Right now, I've never tried soloing it, so this is going to be fun. After getting shot many times, I've finally got myself into a good position to start the Fort of Fortune. Now I see no problem with which is happening below decks. This is all completely fine and everything is going to hand. You may notice that where I park myself means the other tower is actually shooting cannons at the tower next to me instead of actually hitting my ship, so that's perfect. Fighting the fort isn't too hard, it's just shooting skeletons. Then this random team came along and started just helping me. I had no clue what they were doing because my voice chat unfortunately doesn't work, and I mean, I was nowhere near skilled enough to fight them off, so I just thanked for the help. Eventually we finished the fort and I got all the Order of Souls loot, including the Ashen Wind Skull, which I was very thankful for, and I was able to go on my merry way. Or so I thought, because as I raised the anchor, suddenly they sprung back onto my ship out of nowhere, lowered my anchor, and showed me these odd maps. I think they were doing a Legends of the Veil quest, and they for some reason wanted help with it. I've got no clue. And they showed me the maps of things they wanted to dig, so I guess they wanted help. I had no clue, obviously, because my voice chat didn't work, so I just had to go along with it. I don't know why they couldn't dig up the chests themselves, but I dug in the spot they jumped at, and I found a chest of rage. I didn't know what to do with it, apart from that he gave it to me, and I needed it to go straight in the water. I started backing away thinking we were done, but no, we were far from done. I kept digging in the places they told me to. I found an ammo crate here. I don't know why, but apparently that's one of the things you can get. Then I started backing away again, thinking I might be able to get away and get to my ship and take my loot back. But they found me. I stupidly decided to go back to see what they want, and they wanted more loot to pick up. We finally found the item they were looking for after many failed attempts, and some skeletons decided to attack us. After that small ambush, I started hearing a familiar noise, and I frantically looked around for the chest of rage until I finally saw it. They decided to not have it left in the water, and it was about to explode. I rushed over to it, grabbed it, and chucked it straight into the water. Finally, after quite a while, he started showing me back to my ship, which I thought was brilliant time, because then I could finally sell my loot and get this level 50 that I'd been waiting for so long. I should have known something was up when one of them jumped past me with a gunpowder keg headed straight for my ship, but I didn't think anything of it. And because of this, I paid the ultimate price, as I heard the explosion erupting behind me, and my ship was sent to the depths. I don't know what happened. As far as I know, we had been quite good friends throughout this whole thing, and they sprung on me and killed me right there and then. Sat on the ferry, I contemplated what happened and got ready to get back at them. I spawned back in and looked over at my ship in high hopes, thinking I may be able to reclaim my loot before they sell it. I saw on the map that they weren't too far away, and I was ready to reclaim my loot. I pulled down the sails and pulled up the anchor and set on my way to go reclaim my loot. But I returned to see my loot sailing away with them. and on a brigantine there was no chance of my small, tiny, slow sloop catching up with them. It was lost. It was completely lost. I'd sunk twice, and now all I had left was this lonely mermaid gem. I checked the map to see they were already at Reaper's hideout, probably selling all my loot. As we spoke, it was gone. But the next day I was right back at it, doing another Fort of Fortune. But this time I brought a friend. We got to the old Horatio boss, and he flipped me all over the place, but we killed him really quickly. Finally, we were onto the Two-Faced Scoundrel and the Duchess, and we were very close to finishing the fort. Then out of nowhere, this Reaper 3 attacked us, and we had no wood to make any repairs. So we sunk him and then found any extra spare wood in the fort and patched up all our holes. But then this random sloop came out of nowhere, and so we decided we had no more cannonballs to try and fight them, and we just had to leave. I then spent the trip sailing to the nearest outpost, bailing water as we had no wood to try and fix any of the extra holes we had gathered from this second sloop. Finally we got to the outpost, and my crewmate found enough wood for us to patch our holes, and we were ready to sail. And if my trip on getting Order of Souls level 50 wasn't already hard enough, this full-on skeleton galleon came out of nowhere and just literally stopped us from being able to use any of our barrels to collect any of the wood, so we literally had to just keep bailing as they flooded our boat full of cannon holes. Then eventually we sold everything and I let the ship fall to the bottom. And after all of that, I still didn't get level 50. So I raised my emissary flag one last time for the Order of Souls, and headed to the nearest sea fort to finally complete that as a nice round way to end up the journey. And finally, level 50 accomplished. Take that, Rare. I did it.